Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video we're going to be sharing with you 3 key tips that you've probably never heard of, all to do with traveling and helping you not only save money but also your time, and potentially even giving you time back to enjoy more of your holiday.
And why we feel allowed to share it, because for the past year we're traveling all around the world and we actually made some mistakes, and we found out these 3 golden nuggets that they are must know and must have and must do while you're traveling. So we've decided to share with you.
And by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. This is Josh and this is
Poli.
So the first tip is all to do with your flights and your return flights, okay? So this is a big thing in the case where if you're going to a specific country, usually they will want a return flight to see your return ticket, whether you're returning back home or you're going to another destination after. But the problem may occur is if you are going somewhere on holiday but not returning back home and not sure when you want to leave exactly, you don't know the exact dates, or if you want to go to another country and you're not too sure, then what do? Do you just book a ticket and potentially risk not wanting to go on those dates, or risk not even those dates being the correct dates? Or you could do this secret thing.
Because what happened with us, we were traveling firstly to Bali and we weren't sure how long we're going to stay there. So obviously it was hard to buy a ticket, spend lots of money to the country that we're not even sure we are going to go. So this is a solution that you will solve your problems regarding the travel ticket, regarding the return ticket.
So you can actually invest in a onward ticket. Now, instead of you spending hundreds or even thousands booking a ticket to a place that you may not even want to go or not sure if it's the right date for you, then what you can do is pay a little investment for a ticket that's probably like $10, $20.
Which is nothing.
Which is nothing in comparison.
Yeah, coffee at Starbucks is more expensive.
Then what it does is it gives you an actual ticket that you can show to immigration or whoever you need to show it to that you are going to another country after your particular holiday or destination.
I think the most important is to do not worry, because they may ask you at the immigration office, so when you're coming back, where are you going? Where is your ticket? And then if you don't have a ticket, if someone at the immigration desk is not the most friendly or maybe not in the best mood, they can basically do not let you fly. Or if you land in a country already, they may not let you go through the gates. You may go back to the country where you came from.
It's just so much more hassle. Yeah, it's just so much hassle, and this thing is saved us so much, because like Polly said, when we was going to Bali, it was a case where we didn't know when we wanted to come back, but we wanted to keep our options open if we wanted to go to another country after, but they needed this return ticket, so we just bought it. We're going to put a link in the description for you to be able to use the one that we use. There are other platforms out there what you can use, but this one we found was very easy. One little discrepancy though that you may need to be aware of is when you buy this ticket, it's only valid for 48 hours. Meaning, so once you're watching this video, don't get super excited and book it already. Wait till you're near to the time of your traveling, if not the day of your traveling, then you can purchase it then, and you will get in your email your ticket. If you did want to have a ticket that doesn't just last 48 hours, then you can actually invest in a ticket that lasts 14 days, but I think it costs a bit extra, but not too much, probably like $10, $15 extra.
Why would you invest more if you just...
I guess just in case you want some extra time to be able to, sometimes your flights, some people's flights may be 36 hours or longer flights, then at the end of the day, if you want a longer ticket, then you can use it. I think our one, it was a bit tight. Our flight was like 20 hours total. So we had 48 hours, but then it's the time before, the time after, when are they going to check. So if you want a bit of a breathing space, depending on your travel plans, then you can get the 14-day one too.
It will save your life, less stress, less worries, and save money, definitely. And now, point number 2 is your luggage. And now let's be honest, this is super important, because I don't know how many times you guys had that problem, but every time we're going somewhere or we're moving from country to country, it is always stress. It is always the case of finding a scale, put the luggage, check the weight, and it always needs to be, to the kilogram, because people there at the airport, they're very strict, right?
Yeah, the thing is, they're very strict, but not only that, is sometimes it's a case where if you don't read the small print as well, you may think that you have 30, for example, what happened to us, we was going to Bali, we booked in 35 kilograms to travel with us. When we got to the airport and they were checking in our luggage was like 34, 35 kilograms, so within the amount that we had.
And the lady was so strict, by the way.
Yeah, this lady was just, anyway, that's that lady. But anyway, if you're watching this, we're never coming back to you again. So when we booked this luggage in, it was 35 kilos. We looked at the weight. You know that anticipation that you're feeling.
You're already stressed.
Yeah, no, I'm going back to that moment. That anticipation when you're looking at the scales, like, is it over? Is it over? Am I going to have to rejig things around? We looked, it was 35 kilos. Super.
So we were like, whoop! Okay, cool.
But then the woman says to us, "Oh, sorry, we only allow a maximum of 32 kilograms per item." We was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
and we're like, but we paid for 35.
We even showed the ticket, like it says 35 kilos, but she was like, "No, it's 35 kilos, but 32 kilograms per item is the maximum. So you can check in 35, but you need to do 32 max per luggage." So we were like, "That doesn't make sense because you're still putting the same luggage, the same weight in."
Especially they not send you this via email. There is no anywhere message where you're buying the luggage. It's probably like the tiniest small font somewhere hidden, and then at the airport you're surprised.
So this is a mini bonus tip within the tip is to make sure you check the small print to make sure if you like. Even today we came to Malaysia. We're actually in Malaysia right now, and we traveled with 40 kilograms.
And we're traveling from Vietnam.
Yeah.
So actually the airlines were traveling, they were so strict with the weight. They were reminding, sending the emails that it needs to be that much. And I knew we bought like a 40 kilo each. So I was like, oh my gosh, we can pack our luggages. But then one of the emails at the very end, it says 32 per luggage. So I was like, okay, so what about the rest? What we're gonna put in? So it's really important for you to make sure if you're buying more, make sure you've got extra luggage so you can put the remaining of the kilograms that you bought.
So this is the first part of the tip is read the small print for even if you've got 40 luggage, what does 40 kilograms luggage mean? Does it mean 40 kilograms in one luggage, or does it mean that you can take a maximum of 40 kilograms but needs to be split up into a maximum of 32 kilograms per luggage?
But actually this is not the most important. The most important that we want to include in that tip, in that number 2 point, it is to be a little bit cheeky, because
and she's the wizard of this. She is the
because
wizard.
if someone from the airlines will watch, they're gonna put our faces all over the airport.
This is a hypothetical situation. This is not what we did, but this is hypothetical.
Okay, so imagine you've got like two of us, 2 big luggages that you check in, and then you've got 2 small luggages. And obviously, small luggages, they've got like a maximum weight, which is depend 8 kilo, 10 kilo, whatever. So my small luggage, which is still good size, that is, in the hand luggage measurements, it's big enough. His one is tiny. Seriously, if you see this luggage, it looks like a backpack. So what we did, that it saved our ass for so many flights, we put in a bigger one, exactly that many kilo as supposed to be, and the small one we filled up to the rims.
So a key disclaimer, well, actually that small one was so heavy, like sometimes I even felt like it was heavier than the big ones, but we didn't fill it up that much. But so to clarify what's happening here is you're filling up your big luggages with the amount that you're meant to. Then, for example, for us, we had 2
checked in.
Yeah, those are checked in. We had 2 hand luggages that we could bring on, like 2 suitcase hand luggages. One of them looked bigger than the other one looked like pretty small. So in the small one, we kind of packed in the heavy stuff. The bigger one, because the reason why we do it like this, or we hypothetically did it like this, not recommended to do it, not joking, this is what we do and this is what you can potentially get away with. Disclaimer, not guaranteed to work, but like 99% of the times I say it will
for
work.
us it worked 100%
of the times. And the second bigger luggage is we keep it very light. So usually if they do weigh our hand luggage, they will only weigh probably the light one, the big one.
They will get it to the bigger one. It looks bigger, suspicious, maybe it's too big. They will never look at the luggage, they look like a backpack, you know what I mean? So we basically put a books there, things that are super heavy.
Yeah, just the super heavy stuff, just put in the small one. Yeah.
And you know what? Probably people at the airport was always thinking, why a smaller person, a girl, carried bigger luggage, was super light, and the guys carry the tiny luggage, which is super heavy.
Well, now you know.
Now we know. So this is a secret, that if you've got a little bit more than you're supposed to, of course you shouldn't, but we all know that it happens, especially if you're going for 2 weeks or more. Oh my gosh, you need to pack some stuff, right? And the things are heavy. So do this trick, it will really save
and
the
disclaimer, this is not going to work 100% of the times. This is not our recommendation. We're just showing what has worked for us 100% of the times.
Yeah.
So the third tip is super crucial. It's all to do with your sleeping pattern, sleeping routine,
Okay, wait.
jet lag.
Before you will say sleeping, this is the tip. Listen to that. This is really important.
Let us tell you a story.
Yeah.
My bad, was telling you the story.
So we were going to Bali. Obviously, we're going for at least a month, and we were prepared to be going for a month. So what happened when we flew to Bali? The time difference, the time zone was about 8 hours difference. So when we flew to Bali, what happened on the first 2 days? We were basically sleeping. We couldn't adjust. We didn't know what's going on. Even you sleep in the plane. It's very tricky. You think you slept in the plane, so you're fine. It's not true, because your biological clock is still working with your time zone. So you cannot trick that. You cannot lie to it. Your body will still want to sleep when it's a sleep schedule for you, and your body will be hungry when it's the time to eat for you. So what happened? We came to...
And even like when it comes to flying, it's actually like pretty taxing on the body. Like, I come from a physics background, so excuse me if I get too technical here, but be very quick. But if you think about it, you're traveling at like hundreds of miles per hour. Your body is not used to doing that. So even though it feels like you're stationary in the plane, it's actually very taxing on the body. So even if it's not like a much of a far flight, even if it's a 2-hour flight, 3-hour flight, your body will still feel it.
I know why you're saying this. Because we flew from Vietnam to Malaysia 1 hour and he was jet lagged.
2 hours and I was jet lagged.
1 hour difference.
Trust me, flying is taxing on the body. You need to rest. You need that extra sleep.
But anyway, going back to the story, what happened? We lost 2 days because we were basically out of everything. We were sleeping. We were waking up, having some food, being tired again and going to sleep. So I believe if you're going for a 7-day trip, you don't want to lose 2 days. You're already taking 2 days for travel, because the flight to Bali or any country that is far, far away, Malaysia, Vietnam, or any other country, is over 20 hours, 18 hours. So then you're losing 2 days for travel, 2 days for sleep. And then what is the time to enjoy?
So we recommend, if you are flying for, let's say, a week, we recommend booking 10 days. If you are flying for, like, let's say 2 weeks, we recommend booking a bit longer. But that isn't actually the tip that we're going to share, because some of you may be watching this thinking, oh crap, I've already booked my tickets. What
and it's only 7 days, for example.
Exactly. So our tip is actually something very magical, something very mystical, something very divine is
actually adjust yourself before you will go. So what is good to do? It depends of the time difference. Try to go 2 hours earlier to sleep. Wake up 2 hours before. Then maybe 3 hours earlier, 3 hours before. And prepare yourself to the point to minimize time between your current time zone and your time zone that you're traveling to, the country that you're traveling to.
And that's the key thing.
Yeah.
We're saying minimalize the time. It doesn't have to be that, oh, you're traveling 8 hours difference, I need to go back 8 hours. No, that's not the case. It literally is, even if you was to go back like 2 hours, 3 hours, for that 8 hours, you'll notice a world of difference. You won't be like us, where we go to sleep in the night, wake up at 2:30, then we open our eyes.
In the night.
Yeah, then we have some food or something, then we go out to sleep and we wake up at like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Then you take a nap, you wake up at 9 p.m. It takes
it was all over the place.
For us, it didn't matter too much, like we said, because we was there for like at least a month, so we could play with 2 days.
6 months.
Yeah, it ended up being 6 months, but you guys will know that from our previous video.
Actually, guys, if you haven't watched our previous video, we've got a video that is perfect for everyone who's traveling to Bali. We broke down into 2 parts. Things that you need to know, definitely. Everything about tickets, flights, visas, vaccinations, what to pack, where to go, what to do before you travel to Bali, and everything that you need to know while you're in Bali. So we're going to attach those 2 videos at the very end for you.
And actually, in saying that, we are currently in Malaysia. We did travel to Vietnam. If you want us to do any comparisons to any of the countries that we have been to, or any particular countries you plan on visiting that we've been to, then let us know in the comments, because we can always do a comparison or some sort of video about the countries, reviewing them and saying which one we preferred, food-wise, travel-wise,
so much
everything
to tell
wise.
about Vietnam and Malaysia, so much. And I remember we were watching ourselves videos before we were traveling to the country, and we were like trying to find a good video where you can actually have like real tips, real and handy things. That's why we've been inspired to do this, because it helped us and we could see what is missing online and how we can help by putting our knowledge, our experience, our ups and downs, and make sure you have a smooth and beautiful journey.
So those are the 3 tips, guys. The first tip is all to do with buying an onward ticket for very cheap and having it so you can show immigration or whoever you need for your visa.
Number 2 is everything about how to get secretly a little bit more few kilos in your luggages so you can get that amazing dress or extra pair of trainers.
Disclaimer, not guaranteed, but it's worked for us 100% of the time, and hopefully we'll continue to. Number 3 is all to do with your sleep. Okay, your sleep schedule, how to make sure that 1, you even have enough time to enjoy your holiday, or 2, to prepare yourself before you get there to make the most of your hard-earned time, cash and enjoyment.
Let's remember, sleep is a power.
And they say, fun fact is that every hour difference in time zone that you travel is around 1 hour, 1 day to adjust. So if you can adjust 3 hours, 4 days, you basically save yourself 3-4 days of that jet lag or that jet lag feeling.
Okay guys, so if you enjoyed the video or you took any values whatsoever, give it a thumbs up and a like button.
And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any more travel tips and funny and positive videos for you. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you in some of our other videos and in the next one.
Yep, we love you, we kiss you, miss you. Ciao! Until the
Peace.
next time.